Hello. Hello. So yeah, we're back again. Hello. And right now we made a little bit of change. I mean, it's not a little bit of change, it's a big change from our minion build. So right now it's more of the herald type, which is not really the herald type. So as you can see, I've exhausted almost all my currency here. Yesterday this was 500 if I remember correctly, and I've had 3 exalts. So I've used all my currency, almost all my currency, and bought myself a Voices large cluster jewel, which cost me like around 2.5 exalts, and I then bought some of the medium cluster jewels. This morning I thought of buying myself these cluster jewels because it will give me more of the call to the slaughter and first among equals, and call to the slaughter and cult leader was my main goal for the build. And then when I check on website, where is it? Where is the website? Here. If you filter this one, minion deals, minion deal, okay. Minions, I suppose. So if you can see here, Call to the Slaughter only deals 15% increased damage, although it has this buff right here and this one right here, so it's pretty much very useful for your minion build. But I found this where is it? I found these notables here. It's the invigorating portents, which will deal a lot more damage. It's minions deal 20% increased damage while you are affected by a herald. And if you remember it, I didn't have any herald on my build previously, although I have tried the Herald of Purity, since it does sense that minions, but I doubt it if the game, of course, not of course. So I doubt if the Herald of Purity's modifiers will also affect my minion. I mean the animated swords, animated weapons. But if you can see it here, where is the animated weapons? Animated weapons. Where is it? If you can see it. Oh. I think they already fixed it, because the last time that we had our Herald of Purity, this one will have... Oh, this is the Guardian. Sorry. Should be the weapon. Oh, yeah. It was this one. Yeah, I think... Animated weapon, where is it? This one. So if you can see it, if we enable the Herald of Purity, our animate weapon will have DPS status on it. If you can see it up there, it's a DPS 564.6, and if we disable these Herald of Purity, that will disappear. If you can see. So I would guess that Herald of Purity will also affect Animate Weapon Gem, but not the animated weapons from coming from the chains of command. So I'm not using it at the moment. So instead, I'm using the precision. Although I had this 6-link just for me to have an option if ever I don't have any mobs, or I mean if there's no mobs in the area, or there's no lingering weapons in the area. So I'm just gonna trigger this manually. That's why I'm bringing it always. And yeah, why did I put precision on it? So yeah, let's just fix it. So again, we're back to the build. So since I didn't have the Herald yesterday, I managed to insert the Herald of Purity, since we were able to get a clarity has 30% reduced mana reservation. Although that wasn't our intended enchantment for our helmet, but that really gives us a lot, since we were able to use all these auras, which is the clarity, purity of elements, herald of purity. This was supposed to be our precision, but since we're not, we're using the herald build, we just only have one herald in a way. So, and haste and malevolence. So the malevolence is our main skill aura here, just to have our duration for our animate weapon. And our resistance right here got boosted up because of the purity of elements. And since we have didn't use it. So yeah, we exerted all our efforts and got all these jewels instead of the medium cluster jewels, which will, turns out it has a small passive that grants nothing, that is pretty much useless. And then, although I've already bought 3 of these and I've already wasted a couple of the currency, so instead I found myself looking at these jewels right here. It's just rare medium cluster jewels that's only 4 passive, and it's more focused on minion deal 10% increased damage while you are affected by Herald. So that's the reason why I chose to pick Herald of Purity instead of Precision, and this one as well. So since we kind of like the invigorating portents rather than the cult leader, but I had it mixed right here, cult leader and invigorating portents, and the other one is, I think, Purposeful Harbinger, which will buff the aura 10%. At least we got 10% of the Herald. Although I'm still thinking if this will be replaced with a much minion damage instead. I think there was one more notable here that deals pretty much big damage. This one, I think. Yep. Or this one. Oh yeah, we already have the cult leader, I guess. Cult leader, this one. Yep. That's why I'm mixing this invigorating portents and the cult leader, because it has really massive damage with the minions. Although my challenges right now is I lost 3 points just for the 10%. Wait. 10%, 20 and 25, 45% increased skill effect duration. So I needed to, I think that Malevolence was able to cover that, but it's not really that long duration. So we're kind of hoping that we're gonna get more passive points from our experience. So we're kind of trying to be safe. Although I can replace it with this, but I needed the chaos resistance from this jewel. There are only really few choices from our jewels right now, and it's kind of very expensive at the moment. So here I've got a minion deal damage 20%, and this one is 10% for the Herald, and this one is 20% minion damage, 35% minion damage, 20% and 35, that's real full damage. And this one also has 20% of damage, and this one has 19% of damage. Yep, so we still got the taunt, and I think we still got the can blind or something. Oh, I think it's on the belt. Yeah, it's on the belt. So these two modifiers here, minions have 4% chance to blind on hit with attacks, and taunt on hit with attacks are really useful for this build. So since we reallocated most of our passive points right here, so we lost some minion life, but we're still trying to figure it out, and instead bump off our elemental resistance. That gave us only 5k health pull and only 5 for armor, so we're gonna have to find a way to pump it up, because right now we're using a tried grip again, and we haven't really, we didn't find any alternative ring, but we're gonna look for it once we get more currencies. So yeah, let's try it again. I think we've already finished this, and yeah, so I'm not gonna talk while doing the map. I'm just gonna mute it and enjoy.
There once was a fox who found a valley of Infinite relic. I need your help checking. There's a powerful presence in this map, and I think we'd be fools to leave it unchecked. Head on through and put it out of its misery before it can overcomplicate things.
One of my captors felt no emotion, did not hesitate to inflict pain. Now, all he feels is intense, unstoppable agony.
Everything you have done has only made things worse.